Yo, peace, love and light to you all, family. Welcome to another YouTube video with me, your host, Mathix Mahlangu. Now, in today's video, I did this for a reason. Today's topic, woo! On today's topic, it's gonna be a quick one. This is actually a birthday, something that I'm gonna start doing. It's a birthday request. So people that I'm very close to in my reality, call them up on their birthdays. Like, hey, I am gonna give you an opportunity to request a video. So one of my friends, David, it's his birthday today. Happy birthday to you, bro. So I called him up, wishing him a birthday, and I told him to request a video. And he's like, yo, brother, man, please talk about dragons, bro. Dragons. So I decided to do that. I'm gonna talk about dragons. It's been a while. I actually haven't spoken to anybody in depth about dragons, so we're gonna do that here today. But before we go into that, don't forget to like and to subscribe to the channel. Click that notification button. Share this channel if you like it. Nabantu bakho with everyone that you know who is interested. Don't just share it with anyone, because not anyone or not everyone should be hearing this information. So without wasting any time, let's get into the conversations about dragons. So phela sikhuluma ngedragon phela here. Dragon le baba. Game of Thrones baba. Dragon Ball. Dragon. Anyway, I love how black people express themselves, especially when it comes to things that are supernatural or advanced. They're so advanced that they don't even want to credit themselves. I'm like, nah, it's all your information, buddy. One day when you wake up, the universe is gonna be looking at you like, hey, this is your information. We don't care about the slavery and the apartheid and the stealing of history and miseducation. Yeah, so you guys went through that. Okay, cool, it's fine. You went through that. Then what? You can't keep using it as an excuse. So there's levels to it. The first level is for you to find out what your history is, cry about it, get angry at white people, at whoever you want to get mad at. Be like, oh, they did this. But then after a while, you're going to have to be like, okay, what were we doing before all of this craziness? And what we were doing is insane, because then now we were interacting with multifaceted versions of ourselves. We were interacting with beings on higher planes. And now I'm talking about dragons. Dragon here. So now you're talking about serpents. You're talking about the serpentine energy. You are talking about forces of creation that go back time immemorial, time unconquerable, spanning back to eons, but eons in different planes and in different dimensions. Are dragons real? Are they not? They definitely are real. Remember, anything you can think is real. Anything you can think is real, and that's what makes you a god. The fact that when you think something, somewhere out there in a parallel universe, it exists. And sometimes, you see, now when we're talking about dragons, they speak about them a lot in the East, and then you also find them in the West, where they speak about them, but then, they make them as these hideous creatures most of the time. But what a dragon, number one, is a magical creature. It's a magical creature. So when you are dealing with that, you are dealing with magic, you are dealing with telepathy, you are dealing with shape-shifting, you are dealing with power, raw power. That's what dragons represent. And if you understand a dragon, we have to go back to Africa. Okay, I'm African. How did they understand, or how did they deal with demons? So in Africa, in Kemet, in Egypt, there was this dragon known as a pep, or a porpoise, right? So this serpent, or this dragon, what would happen is that every night when the sun was setting to go into the underworld, so the sun, or Ra, was basically in charge of fighting this dragon. Watch a movie called Gods of Egypt. You just have to watch beyond the whitewashing of things. Understand that who the original Egyptians were as you are watching this, so that you reprogram your subconscious mind. So you stop thinking that African people never came up with anything. You came up with almost everything. I'm talking mythology. I'm talking psychology, mathematics, science, astronomy, and anything and everything. Stories, animation. You get, you watching Dragon Ball Z. I'm like, bro, this is your ancestors' work. It's mythology modernized. What do you think? Why do you think these anime and why kids are attracted to them? It's because they are speaking to that deeper part of us that no, man, these things are real. So now a Pep or a Poppus would go and fight with Ra every night, and then Ra would conquer it, and then in the morning Ra would rise again, the sun. So that was a symbol of falling into the underworld. So a dragon is a symbol of multiple things. Number one, a dragon, if you are unawakened and if you don't have the knowledge of yourself, a dragon is a problem on your journey, because a dragon guards. It's a guardian, it's a god, it's a guardian, it guards precious things. That's why you always see princesses being guarded by dragons or a diamond or some sort of treasure. Even in Dragon Ball Z, it is the dragon. You have to collect all of the Dragon Balls in order for you to summon up the dragon. But before you can collect it, what do you have to do? You have to go all around searching. So you have to do the inner work. That's what it's symbolic for. So unless and if you never come into the knowledge of yourself, you have a problem, because now you can't get through the dragon. So the dragon eats the sun. It conquers you. It eats you. The S-O-N manifested as the S. The S-U-N manifested as the S-O-N. So the dragon burns you. It burns you because it represents, it would then represent all the lower passions, all these things. So when you come to the dragon and then it looks at you, and then it sees that, this person ain't vibrating right, it's going to burn you, it's going to kill you. But all these things, remember also that they are happening internally. So a dragon is a symbol. Number one, it's a symbol of spiritual things, and it's also a symbol of guardianship of things that are spiritual but which are covered over by material or physical aspects, in this case being the body. So in this case, when we're talking about your body, the dragon would be what we call your intestines. If you look at how they are shaped, that would be a dragon, right? And then at the root chakra is laying dormant what? Again, there's the serpentine that they say it's laying dormant, coiled 3.5 times. So what that serpent or what that dragon is representing is your sleeping state. So you are hypnotized. That's where you're getting into the cobra, where the master hypnotizes the cobra, or they move similarly because he's reached that focus. So the intestines would represent the dragon, and what's underneath the dragon, what's at the root chakra, that's where the kundalini energy is laying dormant. That's where now you must raise it. That's the treasure. That's that thing that you are trying to reach. So you are trying to go reach for the princess at the base of your spine, at the root chakra, but they are protected, or that energy is protected by a dragon. So the chakras, the solar plexus, you have to have enough willpower to go into the underworld to be able to now resurrect and befriend the dragon. We see this in many places, especially in animation. When you watch Dragon Ball Z, number one, they speak about the dragon. They speak about what's that dragon in Dragon Ball Z called? I think it's Shakan or something like that. Shakana also being the Kundalini. When you watch Shrek, before he says Princess Fiona, there's a dragon there. There's another movie you should watch called Spirited Away. There's a symbolism of a dragon there. So there's always this dragon. Because this dragon represents different things across the world. In the East, it represents something benevolent, something beautiful, something powerful. It represents enlightenment, which is also a symbol of the snake again. So the dragon and the snake, if you put it quote unquote, they one in the same, though they are different. It would be like the dragon is a higher, much more advanced version of the snake, even though they are one in the same. The dragon being also one of the 5 creatures that you find in Kung Fu, being the leopard, being the tiger, being the snake, the dragon, and the crane. So you see that in the movie Kung Fu Panda, which someone told me, my people, she's like, I should decode Kung Fu Panda. That's one of the movies I'm going to be decoding. So in Kung Fu Panda, you see, I think 3 of the Kung Fu animals. You see a snake, you see a crane, and then you also see a leopard, or you could say it's a tiger. So there's 3 of them there. So now, when you are dealing with the dragon, you have to understand that The dragon is something that you must conquer. You must conquer in order for you to befriend it. It's like, again, we're going to take it back to animation. When you watch Naruto, the nine-tailed beast or the nine-tailed fox in that animation, that would again represent the dragon. Because for Naruto to access most of the powers, what did he have to do? He had to befriend the fox, the nine-tailed fox. And then only after that could he access the rest of his powers. So you now dealing with dragons, you need to understand that you are dealing with forces inside yourself. So dragons, are they real? Yes, they are real. Are they real in this dimension? Not so much, because this is a third dimensional plane. So most of the creatures that are moving about, we cannot even see them. These creatures exist from fourth, not fifth, sixth, seventh dimensions up, and they all have different tasks. They all have different variations. So where Nabukoko Bako, Mkulu Wako could come to you as a dragon, and then they will let you know the type of ancestors. So some of your ancestors can manifest themselves to you as dragons, and that could show you just how much power you are dealing with, because now that power that they are manifesting, the fact that you can see it means that power exists inside of you, but you need to befriend it. So these beings, definitely they do exist, but in subtle realms. They exist in realms and in dimensions beyond the physical. So dragons are guardians. They are guardians of treasures. They are guardians of dimensions, doorways. Some dimensions you just can't enter them. Sometimes in your dreams, you'll be wanting to go to different dimensions, but then you find that there's guardians there at the gate. There'll be dogs or some type of creature, and what it's doing is that it's there to test your strength, to say, okay, are you qualified enough to be able, are you qualified? David, what are you doing, Maro, requesting this thing about dragons? Are you qualified enough to be able to access your own powers? Are you qualified enough to access your own power? That's what that is. Can you open up these 7 balls, these 7 wheels, these 7 lights? Huh? Can you raise the dragon? Can you raise it? The mother of dragons? It's feminine energy, powerful feminine energy, representing chaos. Chaos. Because even if you look at the Garden of Eden, that serpent again, because it said that the snake, before it crawled, it had legs, which again we could attribute to dragons. In Africa, there's 2 types of dragons that they speak about. There's the dragon with 4 legs, and those are the ones that they say that those are the ones that fly. And then there's the one with the 2 legs, and those ones can't fly unless they have wings. Because some dragons can fly, but they don't have wings. So the reason why they are able to fly is that they have magical abilities. That's what dragons are known for, magical abilities. So when you see dragons in your dreams, you know that now you are dealing in realms beyond just the tangibility of things. You are existing in dimensions outside of the flesh. The dragon, that's how you access the higher realms. Even again, I'm going to use Dragon Ball Z as an example. So there's a dragon on Earth, right? And then when they went to the planet Namek, there was a dragon there that had different powers compared to the dragon here on Earth. And then when they went to in the recent Dragon Ball, where they were fighting that the universal tournament, there's a much even greater dragon there. So dragons also are guardians of realms. In different realms, you get different dragons that are manifestations of forces, of powers. So the dragon, don't look at it mostly as just being a physical thing. It is a force. It's intelligence and power and magic manifesting as a form. And so the most useful form in those dimensions would be in the form of a dragon. So dragons are very ancient, so that's why you see them all around, and you can actually work with dragons, because remember, anything that you think is real. So you can create a magic dragon for yourself. Literally, you could create a force. You could imagine a dragon of protection, because dragons and protection, if you want to protect your shinies, imagine a dragon. Imagine dragons. You know that song? Imagine a dragon, really. Imagine dragons. You could imagine a dragon, powerful dragon, enveloping your house, enveloping your car, enveloping your body. Where you go, You know there's a dragon around you, because then what that's going to do, but then okay, no, these are the things that I need to really create a separate account where some things I'm not just, because these we're getting into the techniques, but I'm just giving you the basic information to say, yo, you're a powerful being. You're a powerful being, and you can work with powerful beings, because you yourself, you have 7 chakras, major chakras, and more of them. Some of them are just locked, but the 7 primary ones are the 7 ones. So you can tap into these particular powers and then now access these mythical creatures, unicorns, dragons. All this shundis is real, bro. We live in an infinite universe, girl. Come on, think about it, granny. Think about it, grandpa, young child, whoever's watching this, however old you are. We live in an infinite universe. All possibilities, everything that you can ever imagine is. That's why they say there's nothing new under the sun. So in the East, they worked with the dragon energy, and it said that Bruce Lee actually worked with the power of the dragon. You see why Bruce Lee was so advanced with these shots? He's like, what? Yeah, that guy, bro, is like, hey, Kelly, and then the girl's like, I want you too. You know, didn't even have to like mac on a girl, just be like, and then the girl is like, wow. You know, some powerful stuff right there. Don't do that, gents, to ladies, because you're going to freak them out. I'm just trying to tell you that there's powers inside of you that you can summon in order to do all things. But I know humans, you want to like summon a dragon to do some mundane things. No, man. When you're working with dragons, you need to understand that now you're dealing with real spiritual things. Not me summoning. You can summon it for protection. Yes, you protecting your possessions and things like that. Work with dragons. I'm gonna start doing consultation.